Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. This is Chris at Magic's Modeling Corner for another Workbench Wednesday. And actually, we could also possibly even call it a What Did You Buy Wednesday. So I'm going to show you something that I picked up at Hobby Lobby a little while back that can possibly be used for hoses and that. Some of your bigger hoses, like your radiator hoses and some of that other bigger stuff like that. So, going to go over some of my what I've been working on. Show you how I've been gotten a little bit further, but not a whole lot. I did put some of two of the 5 away. That way, I'm not quite so busy. I put the Austin away, and I put the 62 Corvette away. That way, I've just got a couple that I'm trying to focus on instead of being so busy. So I've still got the 67 Chevelle Pro Street that I'm working on. I've got my, for lack of a better name, Jawbreaker drag build, and then the 1/72 scale Sopwith Camel build that I'm working on. So 2 cars and an airplane. I am using some aftermarket parts, at least on the 2 cars. I will go over where I got the parts from, in case you didn't watch the last video or you don't remember. So I'm going to turn you around and we'll start going from there. Hopefully I was in shot for all of that. So sorry about that. Chassis ready. Firewall's painted. I got the rear bumper and that ready to go. All I got to do is put I got to do a little touch up on it, but then put the rear lights in. It should be good. Front is ready. I just got to put the headlights in, and as you can see through the grill. That was taken care of. I scraped the back, got it down to a certain point. Then I started using a sorry about that. I scraped with an X-Acto knife. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. It's in. I scraped, and then I was using basically a fingernail file to clean it up on the back and bring it down a little bit further into closer range. Once I got it to a certain spot where it was almost all the way through, I then flipped it back over, and then I used my X-Acto again to clean them out. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. You can then see through, instead of it just being black through there, or being black painted. Interior dash is painted. I don't know if you can see it's got a film on it. I went and did my detailing on the speedometer and the gauges and everything with colored pencils. I use a white and then a red over it, and then I use either Mod Podge, and that's the one that I use. I ended up buying the big bottle at Hobby Lobby, so you can see that one was fairly cheap. Or the clear Gorilla Glue. And those are basically the two things that I use to put my windows in. Barring that, I also have, if I don't use those, there's also Tester's top coat, gloss coat top coat, or I do have some Elmer's school glue around here. Any one of those four works great for putting that stuff in. This also works pretty good for doing like your wires and stuff, because I've been putting all these wires like for this engine, which, let's see if it'll, there we go, it focused. Those are all held in with my gloss coat top coat. Same with those wires on that flathead with the Arden heads on it. Those are all held on with that. That motor is for the jawbreaker, which I'll show you stuff on that here just a little bit. But I got the stuff for I got the interior sides and that painted. This is a red, white, and blue build basically for, the 250th anniversary. So that's all ready. Sorry if I moved that too quickly. Pretty much the majority of all of that is parts that are all painted and ready to go. Suspension, interior, well, not so much interior, but almost all suspension or under hood parts. Here I've got a couple of aftermarket parts that are going to be going. One is an MSD box that'll be going underneath the hood. The other one is a shifter, which will be going inside. Both of those, I believe, if I remember right, are from VCG resins. It's either VCG or Ironman. I can't remember which. Or Iceman, sorry, not Ironman, Iceman collections. The places that I use and I talk about on here are the ones that I will tell you, if I use them, I recommend them. If I may use something, and if I don't like what I'm using, I will also tell you I don't like I'm using it. So far, everything I've been using from these companies, I've been liking. So, these are some really good stuff. It's good quality. It works well. I haven't had any problems. I haven't had to fill anything with any of this. So this is all some really good stuff. These are in primer right now, or at least the primer that I'm using on these. So yeah, I showed you the motor. That's how far I've gotten. I know this usually gets a tunnel ram with dual quads, carbs on it and that. I didn't want to go that route, so I ended up coming up with just a low rise dual quad intake, and it's still going to get 2 4-barrel carbs. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on top of it, whether I'm going to go with those covers or whether I'm going to go with the the small air cleaners out of the box that this came in. So, still trying to figure that out. The headers, I do like those. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm thinking, which is why I painted the muffler on there, I guess you could call it, red. I'm thinking that those are like cherry bombs on the end. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I'm going with, so that's why I painted them that way. Okay, that should be almost all of that for that. Oh, yeah, another thing. Can I get to it right away easily? Okay. I don't like the wheels that came in that kit. The 67 Chevelle Pro Street. So I got these, if it'll, and I'm going to use the front and mix them in with the backs from this kit, along with the tires. I already checked, they'll fit. These came out of the double dragster kit. They look like they'll work well. So, and I think I'll be able to use these ugly things that are in here, possibly with the ones from the double dragster kit. So, we'll see what happens. Of course, those may end up getting tossed over a ravine too. Who knows? Because I am going to be ordering parts from MCV Products, getting some rims and tires. So some for the double dragster kit and some for the yeah. I'm a little scatterbrained. For the one I'm talking about right now, the Jawbreaker. Yeah. So with the Jawbreaker, got the body, well, the frame of it, which the frame, that is from the Ram Chargers kit. I picked this up. I got the body, which is over here. Oh, excuse me. I got the body and all the pieces that go with the body, which are there's also another section of frame or the wing in that, and the front, which are back here somewhere. They're floating around somewhere. There's one part of it. There's the other part. I picked those up at a swap meet for like $5 or $10, and then I ended up finding the other part of the chassis and the frame online for like another $10. The motor is a flathead from, I think I said that was, yeah, that's the Iceman Ford Supercharged SCOT. Which, that's coming along pretty decent. The the in-out box on the back that is something I handmade out of a, believe it or not, a needle cap. My wife is diabetic, so she's always using needles. And we've had the extra needles here and there, or the extra caps, because she'll put the needles in a sharps box. So I've got a bunch of the extra needle caps. I knew there would be something I could use them for, whether it was, in-out boxes, or I've got a couple of them that I put together as a differential. So there's different things that you can do with different things. You just gotta use your imagination. So, and then I'm not gonna say I wasn't happy with the Scott blower. I screwed up the intake manifold for it. My fault, I admit to that. But I also kind of liked this blower and intake manifold a little bit better. And I've been working on adding stuff to it. So this is all pretty much detailed. The only thing it's going to need now is basically fuel line coming off of it going to the fuel tank, which will be up here somewhere. So this is ready to go in. Everything's been waiting on getting it. That's finally had to dry. It's been taking me a while to get that completely done. That little airplane I got, I don't know if you can see. Well, hell. There we go. Yeah, you can see those wires, those lines underneath. Those are the guidelines that help hold everything rigid and straight. Finally got those hooked in. I got another one attached on the side, kind of letting everything dry, working on getting everything wired up, so to speak. That's slowly coming along. I forgot with the body on this. I'm going to be putting decals on it. Going to be using decals off of from the double dragster kit. I figure that stripe's going to go on there. There's a white one that says my other car is another dragster. Probably going to go with the 157 AAD on both sides. Probably the AMT. Might go with the crew. The 2 sets of crew decals. There's a few other decals here and there that I'm probably going to put on there too. So, okay. As for what I bought, a little while back I had found this at Hobby Lobby. I've already got them out of there, but it says I'm a tube, pony bead lacing. Now this stuff inside that, it's like this. And that's attached inside there. But once you get it out of there, this is what you got. And it's got a small hole in the end. Now, what I was looking at was that you can take this did I put that piece? And of course it would disappear on me. There it is. You can take a piece of, in this case, I don't remember what size this is. I think it's 1/16. Oh, of course, it's not going to work for me right now. I apologize for doing this, trying to do this one-handed. There we go, it slid in. And once that slides in, and you can slide that on a little ways, as you can see, then you can bend that and it'll hold your bend. So you can make, sorry about that. Now you can make an intricate bend for your hoses, like if you're using a flathead engine or something like that, or your radiator hoses or some other kind of hose or whatever. It's just something I bought and figured I'd tell everybody else about. So, all right, that's about where I'm at, and I think I've talked on long enough. So it's been about a little over 20 minutes. So, well, hope everybody has a good week and weekend. And God willing, and the creek don't rise, we'll see you next week on the next one.